about the website failure anymore, but just letting you know what took place today. Then Obama speaks in Boston, and while he was changing from if you like your health care insurance, you could keep it, to if you lose it, you could get a better one, he said, I take full responsibility. And now, CNN, this just in, Joe Biden, he's now apologizing for the Obamacare website. So, yeah, it's a full court press now. It's Apology Day, apparently, in Washington, D.C. And now CNN put Sanjay Gupta on to let us know all the good in the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, once again, for the 18th time since noon. I tell you, you can't make this stuff up. Joining us now, as we welcome in, is Mickey Cowes, and he is a contributor to the Daily Caller. Hey, Mickey, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good. It's a I don't know what they're doing out there in Washington, but you were witness, I guess, to the Sebelius fiasco.
I've only seen little clips on the web. I know she said, "Why are you doing this to me?"
And she, well, wait, why are you doing this to me? Actually, we have that. It's hard to hear. Cut 44, Will, and if you could pump it all the way up. She turned to her. This was her, one of her advisors or attorneys or assistants, and as she's turning, he's whispered something, and as she's turning back, she says no, and then she says, why are you doing this to me? Here it is.
Madam Secretary.
Don't do this to me.
Nah, it's hard to hear, but she said, why are you doing this to me? Here it is.
Madam Secretary.
Don't do this to me.
Nah, it's hard to hear, but she said, why are you doing this to me? And being ultimately responsible, she said, whatever.
Yeah. Somebody said that's comparable to Hillary Clinton saying,
yes,
what does it matter?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
The whole purpose of having,
yes,
what does it matter?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
The whole purpose of having a nine-mail with, as supposedly Obama does with Sebelius, that sort of defeats the purpose. It doesn't. The responsibility is on both of them. And I'm a supporter of Obamacare, and this has been certainly worse than I had hoped, and I'm hoping they can get through it. But when I read the articles by friends of Obamacare who I trust in the press, like Jonathan Cohen of the New Republic, I don't feel really confident. When they're honest about it, there's a whole bunch of really perilous points ahead, and you wouldn't want to bet a lot of money on it making it all the way through.
Well, I could only hope it fails. Yeah, I had the best health care coverage in the world as a member of AFTRA for 25 years. I'm no longer in AFTRA, and I heard today that the unions, their plans are protected. And so they're not worried about that. So that means all the people you see on CNN, MSNBC, and all the other places, if they're on air, for the most part, they're under the AFTRA health care if they want to be, and they're not affected by any of this. And then when Kathleen Sebelius was asked today, what would you please, would you join? Are you enrolled in Obamacare? And she said, oh no, I get the congressional, health care. And they said, well, why don't you just dump it and enroll in Obamacare? She said, I think that would be against the law. I mean, you can't make this up. I can't believe what I'm seeing and hearing.
I think the new line is that she qualifies for Medicare, although you think she would have said that if she was 65.
Well, I don't know, but maybe. But she doesn't even know then, apparently.
She should know how old she is.
Gee whiz. All right, so let's move on to immigration. I know you don't have a lot of time, Mickey, and we'll have you back when you do have some more. So when you got to go, let me know. You wrote a piece pointing out the other day that Marco Rubio has backed off. He doesn't want the bill in the Senate, but he was a part of on immigration reform to be passed in the House. He wants to do it piecemeal. Is he doing this because he realizes that basically it's amnesty or will be viewed as amnesty, and that's not going to look good for 016?
He's doing it because he's getting killed in the polls among Republican primary voters. The closer you get to the voters, the less popular so-called immigration reform is. And Rubio didn't just say he'd prefer to do it piecemeal, which is what the amnesty proponents are trying to do now. They're trying to pass all the pieces separately. But he said one of the pieces he doesn't think there's a consensus on is the amnesty part, the legalization of 11 million illegals who are already here. So he's basically bailed on his plan. And that, I think, overshadows, it happened the same week that all these corporate executives flew to Washington to demand immigration reform.
Right.
Evangelicals. And I think it sort of took the wind out of the sails of that effort. They're trying to roll out individual Republicans day by day. There's one one more, Republican from the agricultural districts of California who endorses the Democratic immigration bill. So far, they're up to 3. But I think Rubio's sort of the canary in the coal mine of what happens to Republicans if they endorse it is a stronger example. So I don't think this was a good week for them.
Yeah, okay. I hope you're right, because I just don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what Republicans don't understand, in my view, about this disaster called immigration reform.
All the money is for amnesty.
Yeah,
all the business money, plus all the whatever money the Democratic Party gets is pushing for this. So that's the explanation. These guys all have to run. They all want campaign contributions. But the best explanation for why it's not going to happen is that they're just dragging their feet and milking the corporations for all the money they can get, and then they won't give it to them.
Well,
so they're taking them for a ride.
Yeah.
That's what I hope is happening, but you never know. I mean, Boehner, nobody knows what he's going to do, and if he decides to violate the Hastert rule and bring a bill to the floor, it'll probably pass, and then we'll have an amnesty.
Oh, it'll pass. Like you said, they just need a few more Republicans to get it done. And Boehner has indicated that he would like to get it done. Why you would give this president anything? No one that once it's passed. And here's the main thing. Besides putting all these people, eventually on health care, which is going to be a disaster to begin with. Jobs, high-skilled jobs, low-skilled jobs. We already have people who can't find jobs as it is. The 30 million voters who will wind up voting Democrat for the rest of their lives anyway. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. And the Republicans seem, because no matter how far they go, Mickey, no matter what passes, the Democrats will then immediately in the next election or before that take to the podium, and the president will too, and say, look, we tried to get the gay partners of immigrants here, but the evil Republicans wouldn't let them. And we tried to get this and this, but the evil Republicans wouldn't let them. So from a public relations standpoint, or appealing to Latino vote, they're back where they started from after they gave in on 90% of the things. They'll be nowhere.
Well, exactly. They don't even have to go as far as the gay partners. I mean, the most likely bill that would pass is one that stops short of citizenship. So all the Democrats have to do is say, the Republicans don't think you're good enough to be full-fledged citizens. Right. You're in this second class. They call it Juan Crow status.
Oh gosh, do they really? They call it Juan Crow?
Yeah, they already have a name for it.
Oh my gosh.
Democrats are specialists at this. This is what they're good at. You're giving them one right in their wheelhouse when you give them an issue like this, and they'll gin up the Latino vote for themselves just as they had previously.
Well, to me, that's like Jesse Jackson and the others calling Trayvon Martin's death Emmett Till. I mean, that's just so it just diminishes Jim Crow and what it means and all that. Hey, Mickey, I'm going to let you go, but we'll have you back soon, and I thank you for coming on, sir.
Great, thank you.
All right, take care. That's